What if I told you you've been saying Pokemon names wrong since 1996?
Yep. Turns out your childhood was a beautiful lie wrapped in a Pokeball.
Today we're cracking open the Pokedex, rewiring our nostalgia goggles and diving into the wild origins of the original 151, from accidental insults in other languages
To puns so clever, they deserve a standing ovation. This is Gen 1 Pokemon Names Exposed.
Let's roll.
Number 1. Pikachu, the sound of static and sugar crashes. Ah yes, the yellow god of marketing himself. Pika is the Japanese onomatopoeia for an electric spark. Chew is the sound of a squeaky little mouse sneeze. Put it together, Pikachu is literally electric sneeze mouse. Tell me, that's not the cutest bio ever written by a linguist on caffeine. But don't get too comfy, because if Pikachu is adorable electric sneeze energy, then this next name is an existential crisis waiting to happen. Number 2. Ekans, the snake with a mirror fetish.
Spell it backwards. Go on, I'll wait.
Snake.
Yeah, they didn't even try.
Ekans is literally just snake backwards.
And its evolution, Arbok equals Cobra.
Genius or lazy. Either way, someone at Game Freak got paid in full for a keyboard flip. But just when you thought things couldn't get more obvious, the next one proves sometimes the monster in Pocket Monster is all you. Number 3. Jinx. Problematic. Since day one.
Jinx is what happens when you let your design team go to a jazz club and forget they still have work in the morning.
Name-wise, a Jinx means bad luck. Which is fitting because this Pokemon has been reworked more times than your last resume.
From skin color controversies to weird smooch powers,
Jinx is that awkward dinner guest you're not sure how to explain to your friends. But hey, speaking of makeovers, let's talk about the name that evolves into pure royalty. Number 4. Nidoqueen and Nidoking. Because gender roles matter in the animal kingdom.
Nido possibly comes from the Japanese nidu, or do, meaning 2 times or second, but it also sounds like needle.
Why? Because they're both poison types, covered in horns sharper than your ex's tweets.
Then we've got Queen and King. Straightforward. Sure.
But together, they're basically the toxic power couple of Kanto.
Like Bonnie and Clyde, if they both used Earthquake and had matching TM tattoos.
And if that made you flinch, brace yourself. Because this next Pokemon, it's named after a literal science experiment. Number 5. Mewtwo. When your clone has a better resume than you. The name Mewtwo is not subtle. It's Mew, but 2, as in second. As in version 2.0. Now, with existential dread.
He's the only Pokemon who woke up, read his own origin story, and said, "Nope, I'm out. Gonna destroy humanity instead."
Clone plus psychic powers plus backstory that reads like a Marvel villain equals name that slaps. And just when you thought Genesis 1 couldn't get deeper, our next name is literally a type chart in disguise. Number 6. Gyarados, the glow-up to end. All glow-ups. Gyarados sounds like a Game of Thrones character,
but it's actually rooted in Japanese folklore, specifically the story of a carp who swims up a waterfall to become a dragon.
Gyarados is a mix of Gyaku, Rage, and Dosu, a stab or punch. Murder fish with anger issues.
From Magikarp to Mega Evolution, Gyarados is the poster child for don't judge a fish by its splash. And speaking of splashes,
this next name might sound silly, but it's built like a tank and rhymes with pain. Number 7. Raiden, the first, the original, the blueprint. Did you know Raiden was the first Pokemon ever designed?
The OG, the big boss, the one who walked so Charizard could fly. Rai comes from rhinoceros, and Dawn from the Greek Odon, tooth.
It's Toothy Rhino Tank. Sounds like a punk band, right? And yes, it shows up on statues all over early Pokemon games because it was their test model.
But if Raiden was the start, then this next name was a spelling bee fever dream. Number 8. Alakazam, Abracadabra Baby. This evolution line is a whole magic show. Abra equals short for Abracadabra.
Kadabra equals the middle act. Alakazam equals the grand finale that eats IQ points for breakfast. They literally named a Pokemon like a magician power-scaling fanfic. And you just know Alakazam has a PhD in flexing. 2 spoons, telepathy, 5,000 IQ. Meanwhile, I'm over here forgetting my PIN number. Next up,
A name so fire, you'll want to wrap it in a master ball.
number 9, Charizard, the reason you picked. Charmander. Char equals burn. Lizard equals, well, lizard. Boom. Charizard equals burnt lizard.
Why is that name still so cool? Because nostalgia plus dragon wings plus flamethrower equals instant serotonin. Even though Charizard isn't technically a dragon type, we all know he's built different.
But speaking of mislabeling, our final name has nothing to do with what it actually is. Number 10, Persian, the cat. That's not even from Persia. Persian is elegant, sleek, fabulous.
But wait, it's literally just a big cat with a gem stuck on its forehead.
The name Persian probably comes from Persian cats known for being fancy, pampered, and slightly judgmental, aka Meowth's evil evolution arc. No relation to the actual country,
but definitely related to giving your opponent trust issues in battle.
And that's just scratching the surface.
Number 11, Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan martial arts dad jokes.
Named after Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan.
I wish I was kidding, but this is literally Pokemon's idea of a tribute. Hitmonlee equals kicks. Hitmonchan equals punches.
Together, they're the Saturday night Kung Fu movie lineup. Also, their pre-evolution Tyrogue is basically their angsty son trying to pick a career path. And speaking of career choices,
the next name sounds like it belongs in a Greek mythology podcast. Number 12, Clefairy, Stardust, Secrets and Sleeves.
Clef equals musical key. Fairy equals, obviously. But Clefairy's not just a cute pink puff.
It's tied to space lore, moonstones, UFOs. Basically, it's an alien with a lullaby mixtape. Also, once planned to be the series mascot instead of Pikachu. Imagine the world we could have had.
Ready for some gas? Next up, the Pokemon whose name is basically a burp joke. Number 13, Coughing and Wheezing. The air pollution brothers. Coughing equals coughing. Wheezing equals wheezing.
10 out of 10 naming for poison and gas types. They look like diseased balloons and smell like a chemistry accident.
Also, early beta versions had them named NY and LA.
Because pollution. Get it?
If that stinks, this next one is more mystical math than methane. Number 14, Alakazam. Again, but deeper. Your spoon-bending life coach. Alakazam's name closes a literal magic trio. Abra, Kadabra, Alakazam.
Stage 1, middle, final act.
A full evolution line based on a magic incantation. Alakazam also has over 5,000 IQ in the lore. Meanwhile, I had to Google how to pronounce Arceus 5 minutes ago. Mind-bending enough?
We're closing out with a name that's basically Pokemon's final boss of pronunciation. Number 15, Onyx, the rock snake with a typo. Sounds like Onyx, the black gemstone, but spelled like your uncle's email password.
Rock/snake type, 28 feet long, 0% body fat.
But here's the twist. Onyx is basically the tutorial boss.
Huge and scary, but then you realize it's weak to water, grass, and basic ambition.
Also, evolves into Steelix, which is just Onyx in full midlife crisis mode.
Did any of these names shatter your nostalgia?
Was it Hitmonlee's dad joke origin? Or the fact that Wheezing was almost named after Los Angeles? Drop your most mind-blown moment in the comments. Like if you now feel superior at parties, and subscribe for the Gen 2 to 9 name breakdowns. We're going all the way to Paldea, baby. Ring that bell like a level 5 Metapod trying to use Harden. And remember, your favorite Pokemon probably has a pun you never noticed.